Hello everybody, the Spoons313 here from 313 Games, and guess what? No sooner did I make a little video about the evil demon that we're going to be fighting in Q's Winter Wonderland this year, this holiday season, this Christmas. No sooner did I do that, a couple of hours later they actually released some new news about the winter event, reputation and rewards. So let's just delve straight into it. The 2017 winter event rewards for Star Trek Online. Here we go. It's that time again for Q to open the doors to the most magnificent winter wonderland that has ever existed. Per tradition, the residents of Q's universe will have built new and wonderful prizes for captains to earn by participating in their annual festivities, like this weird sword thing. Many new trinkets, costumes and other prizes are being added to the winter event store. Once the store is unlocked, players may use the same ornaments from prior years as currency to trade for all of the new prizes. And what are the new prizes? Let's find out. Like several years prior, snow continues to be cold. No shit, Sherlock. Winter jackets have been proven time and time again as the best way to stay warm, and 2 hot new fashions are now available for purchase. Plus, for those of you who want to ski in the newest holodeck simulations, really? Awesome! This winter skiing outfit is for you. Click on the right side of the images above to scroll through. Wow, so we got some of these. And some of those. Very nice, very 80s-esque, isn't it? It really does scream 1980s to me. Oh my god, keep him fit. Let's go down here. Hostile creatures within the Winter Wonderland will tremble at the sight of your new Black Nanopulse mechleth just as soon as you buy it. Be sure to pick one up from the holiday vendor. So that is a Black Nanopulse mechleth. Yeah, I can't say I'm overly impressed by it, but maybe it will look better in-game. We'll just keep our ears open for that one. And if you find your tastes are more squarely centered on launching air-propelled foam darts from a gun, that's right, Nerf darts are in Star Trek now. We're going to be using Nerf guns in the Winter Wonderland. Then the unrestricted aggression is the weapon for you. I do hope we don't have to go to the store and actually buy Nerf dart refills for it, because oh my god. Minor modifications have been made to an original Earthling concept, resulting in the removal of a bothersome restrictor plate that was decreasing the velocity of foam darts for some unfathomable reason. So we're going to be firing foam darts. Great. Further on, have you ever wanted to freeze your enemy in a block of ice with just a wraithful glare? With the help of some very cooperative Breen scientists and engineers, now you can! Just equip your new Universal Cryo Visor Kit module and get to glaring! This kit module is only usable outside of the Winter Wonderland. Okay. So they've used focus optics and changed it to shove out a beam, probably from the CR200 or something like that, or CRM200, I can't remember, the big freezing gun that we get. And you can actually just freeze people. Cool. I quite like that. And then as we get further down, we get a first glimpse at the actual ship we'll be getting. I've no idea how big that ship's going to be, but here we go anyway. Expect a blog soon on the terrifying Breen Plesh Trull Heavy Raider, Tier 6. Naturally. The Lobi Crystal Consortium's top engineers have been hard at work taking this vessel and giving it a complete overhaul to make it ready for captains to fly. A dev blog containing full stats and descriptions will be published separately, so keep your eyes open for it. This year, players will claim the wonderful new starship by collecting Winter Prize Vouchers 2017 and using them to complete the new event reputation project, like we do every year. Winter Prize Vouchers are available from completing the fastest race on ice while the event is running. So, absolutely the same as every year, do the fastest race on ice, get your event reputation, and put 1,000 of those in, and you get a new Breen Plesh Trail Heavy Raider Tier 6. There we are. Or you can also get your things from visiting the Lobi Crystal store to purchase them from the Lobi Crystal Consortium if you want to be a cheapskate and just buy them without actually putting any work in. You know. Anyway, fleets can also take part in the festivities by completing a new fleet project. Once completed, their starbase can proudly display the 2017 Breen ship ornament featuring the Breen Plesh Trail Heavy Raider, Tier 6. This will appear first on PC and then in a later console update. Well. Oh, and finally, don't forget to pick up your own pet crap theory. You're practically guaranteed to enjoy having it even once Q has departed. That's from Robert Cryptic Riddy Horuda, systems designer, Star Trek Online. So yeah, we're getting Nerf darts, we're getting a weird broken sword, demon pets, and a ship that looks like the top of a very experimental grappling hook. Oh yeah, and focus optics that can freeze people. Oh yeah, and don't forget, 80s gym wear, shell suits that have been sprayed silver. Fantastic. That's not all though, that is not all. If I click back here, there is one more tier here. Celebrate with some STO themed something. Let's click on that. Okay, have a happy STO winter. Hello everyone, content designer Tiff Chu here. I jumpstart my holiday spirit by thinking about holiday eats. Sometimes replicated food isn't quite right for all your holiday festivities. If you're feeling adventurous in the kitchen though, try making some of these recipes from scratch. Low-fat eggnog. It's been a year since I found this recipe during the winter invasion and handed it to Neelix. He hasn't ever made it for me though. This year, I found the recipe again, and I'm keeping it to myself. Well, I suppose I'm also sharing it with you. Take that, Neelix. It serves two. The hardware you'll need is a small whisk, 2-cup measuring cup or medium mixing bowl, a small mixing bowl, 2 small glasses for serving, and a small spatula or spoon. Ingredients: 1 egg, separated. I do not suggest using the eggshell method to separate because germs. Well, you can if they're pasteurized, because that means that the shells have been cleaned. 2 teaspoons of sugar. 1 drop of vanilla, not to exceed a 1/4 teaspoon. 1 cup of tart milk or skimmed milk of cow, because tart milk's really hard to come by in Tesco's these days. 3 tablespoons of rum or brandy, bourbon, scotch, Tizer, I don't know, or none of the above. A pinch of nutmeg and a pinch of orange zest, optional. Directions. Number 1. Whisk sugar and egg yolk together until light yellow. 2. Stir in vanilla, milk, rum, and zest. In a separate bowl, beat the egg whites until fluffy, but not stiff. Fold the egg whites into a milky mixture. Fold the egg whites into the milk mixture. Number 5. Separate into 2 serving glasses. And 6. Toast your friend on the toast your friend on an open fire and enjoy. Warning, if you are squeamish about raw egg, you pussy, you can cook half the milk first with a teaspoon of cornstarch, then quickly whisk the egg mixture into it, turning off the heat and pouring the cold milk in right after, while constantly stirring, or drink the replicated version. I found the recipe to resuscitate last year's fruitcake, but it was so awful I decided to find a new, better fruitcake. You'd think it'd be possible after hundreds of years for humans to perfect this, but I had to travel to the future to get this recipe. I'm pretty sure the timeline is intact after my brief incursion. Serves 3 dozen. Okay. Oven, 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Hardware and bake items, choose one. Pan. 3 dozen individual muffin pancakes is 60 minutes. Why am I reading this? 16 mini loaves, about 3 3/4, 21 inches, 65 to 70 minutes, or 6 to 8 medium loaves, about 3 times 5, 75 to 80 minutes, or 2 standard 9 by 5 loaves, 2 hours, 10 to 15 minutes. Mixer, 2 mixing bowls, 1 non-reactive bowl, stainless steel, ceramic, glass, metal, cheese, chocolate with enamel, whisk, tarantula, brush for glaze, spray, and muffin liners if baking small cakes, and a cooking rack. Fruits. These are suggestions, but you will need a total of 2.5 pounds of dried fruits. You can use dried blueberries, raisins, peaches, mangoes, star fruits, jingleberries, I don't know. I do recommend keeping the dates though. They add a lot of moisture and flavor. You need half a cup of diced dried pineapple, half a cup of dried cranberries, 1 cup of dried apricots, 1/2 cup of chopped dates, it's 1.5 cups of chopped dates, 1 cup candied cherries, plus more if you want to decorate the top of your cake, 1/3 cup of crystallized ginger candy, optional, and 3/4 of a cup of rum, or brandy, or apple juice, or cranberry juice, or Tizer, or Coca-Cola, or toilet water. Cake batter: 1 cup butter, 2 cups dark brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, teaspoon cinnamon, teaspoon allspice, teaspoon nutmeg, teaspoon baking powder, large eggs, a cup of all-purpose flour, tablespoons dark Dutch processed cocoa powder, cup boiled cider or dark corn syrup, cup apple cranberry juice or water, a cup chopped toasted pecans or walnuts or almonds or whatever the hell. Should I really finish reading this? This is boring as hell. Glaze: rum or brandy, simple syrup, vanilla syrup. Okay, directions. The night before, in a large non-reactive bowl, so make sure it's got no radiation in it whatsoever. Combine all dried fruits with rum or liquid of your choice for the fruit section above. Cover it and let rest overnight. Make sure it gets a really good night's sleep and it keeps warm and toasty. Then number 2, prep your pans of choice from table above in hardware section by lightly greasing them. If you are using muffin liners or greasing liners, you may want to spit on them. Preheat oven to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Move your oven shelf to bake the pans in the middle. In a large bowl, beat butter and sugar until well combined. Beat in salt, spices, and baking powder. Beat in the eggs one at a time, scraping down the bowl after each egg. 7. In a separate bowl, sift or whisk together the flour and cocoa. 8. Add the flour mixture to the butter mixture along with the boiled cider, beating gently to combine. Boiled cider? I didn't see that anywhere. Add flour to the mixture. Number 8. Add the flour to the mixture to the butter. Add the flour mixture to the butter mixture along with the boiled cider or Tizer, beating gently to combine. Switch to your spatula. Number 9, and stir in the juice. Everything from the fruit section from your non-reactive and nuts. Your non-reactive bowl and your non-reactive nuts. 10. Pour batter into your pans. No matter which pan, they should be filled to about 3/4 full. 11. Bake accordingly to these times or until toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean and sings 12 Days of Christmas to you with 5 golden rings. Oh my god. And then we got this part here I can't be arsed with. Cool the cakes in the pans for at least 500 years before removing, but you do not need to remove from their pans. Brush the warm cake with the glaze of your choice or your tongue, such as rum, brandy, Tizer, blah 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 blah. 14. When the cakes are completely cool, they've gone cold. Usually a few hours for loaf cakes. Wrap tightly in plastic wrap and store at room temperature for up to 6 to 8 weeks. Oh my god. Tips. Reactive bowls include aluminium, cast iron, copper, iridium. If you are short on time, instead of resting the dry fruits in rum overnight, you can take them to bed with you and snuggle up with a hot water bottle. Or you can mix and microwave everything to very hot, 1 to 2 minutes, and then cover them for, to let them rest for 1 hour. Start with all ingredients at room temperature. Loosen the eggs before removing the cakes from the pans. And if you like just a hint of rum or brandy flavor, add 1 tablespoon of liquor to 3/4 cup of syrup for the glaze. Should be free of all temporal side effects as long as all ingredients are from your current timeline. What now? Glazed targ. Oh, is this the last one? I hope it's the last one. It simply tickles me when a Klingon gets offended over cooking targ meat, saying it should be eaten raw. Well, for those digestive systems that might be a little bit more delicate, I think glazed targ would be a much better choice. This recipe calls for 2 racks of targ, which some humans claim is similar to 2 racks of lamb, 6 to 8 ribs each. It serves 6 to 8, you'll need your oven at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and these are the hardware and bake items you need. A bundt pan, a non-reactive baking dish, glass or ceramic is recommended, small mixing bowl, I like to use my glass measuring cup, small whisk, cooling rack, serving tray and bowl. Ingredients: 2 racks of targ, 6 to 8 ribs each rack, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1/3 cup of honey, a half a cup chopped fresh mint leaves, 2 tablespoons white wine vinegar or sherry vinegar, ew, sherry, half a teaspoon of salt, an optional Dijon mustard, black pepper, or targ testicle powder. The night before, combine all olive... Number 1, for the directions. The night before, combine olive oil, honey, mint leaves, vinegar, salt in a baking dish, and hamster nipples. Number 2, French your rack of targ. For a simple procedure, you can look up how to French racks of lamb, or see below. Before turning your racks of targ into a crown, and wearing it on your head proudly to look like a complete moron, coat both sides in the honey mixture in the pan, cover, and rest in the fridge overnight. Make sure you take a blanket because you might catch hypothermia. If you're really in a hurry, you can just, suffocate in there instead. Now, if you're really in a hurry, you can just marinate them for about 20 minutes. Number 4, 75 minutes before serving, throw it out of the window, pick it back up, preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and set the rack to stun. Number 5, remove the targ from the pan, kill it, bend each rack into a semicircle, and use strong twine to tie his testicles together at the base and center. Number 6, pour extra honey mixture into his boiling eye sockets. Number 7, pull the rib ends outward to create the crown. Place it in a bundt pan, meat side down, with the center of the pan coming up through the center of your ass. Number 8, place the bundt pan on the middle rack in the oven and cook for 30 to 35 minutes until the meat reaches an internal temperature of 10 million degrees Fahrenheit. Approximately... Number 9, remove from the oven, take out the roast and transfer it to a rack. Cover with foil and let rest for 20 minutes. Number 10, pour any juices from the bundt pan into your mixing bowl with the honey. Whisk to combine. Taste and adjust seasonings as needed. You can add more targ nipples if you want. Or was it hamster nipple powder? I can't remember. Transfer roast to serving tray. You may add rice or stuffing to the center of the targ roast, but who really gives a crap? Serve with this juice mixture on the side. Oh my god. Frenching a rack of targ. If you couldn't be bothered to look it up, we're going to teach you how to French a rack of targ. And no, you don't have to open your mouth and play tongue twisters with it. Hardware, chopping board, sharp knife such as a 6-inch boning knife, or a Bowie knife, or a machete, and a strong kitchen twine. Directions. Stand the targ rack up on one end. Let's change this. I'm going to change it from targ. I'm going to change it to EPO. Stand the EPO up on one end so that you can see the eye and the tears pouring out of it as it looks at you and wonders, why are you going to do this to me? Or rounded meat of the chop, of the of the of the EPO. Score the fat side of the edge about 1.5 inches or so of the rib from the eye to use a cutting guideline while it bleeds and screams in pain. Do the same on the other end of the rack. Some racks have a small flap of cartilage. Cut it out and laugh as you throw it at the wall. Number 2, use a sharp boning knife, cut through the fatty side of the rib roast to the bone, from one mark end to the other. Then go back to your cut and drink blood from it, holding the knife perpendicular to your neck. To the, what am I talking about? Perpendicular to the chopping board. Jab in several places to go all the way through the other side so that the other side gets marked with scores. Then your wife will tell you off for breaking kitchen utensils. Turn the rack over so it is now bone side up. You should be able to see the markings made from the knife that got the skinny ends of the rib bone. Make a cut along the bone until you get to the previously scoring marks. Then cut across the next rib and cut up to the end of the rib bone. Continue to do this until all of the bones have had the flesh cut around them. You should now have a very dead and very tasty looking EPO bleeding profusely all over the kitchen. I suggest putting a drip tray under it to catch all the blood. Turn the rack over again so that the fat side is on top. It must be a fat EPO, and begin to pull off the fat and flesh from the bones. If your EPO starts to squeak, smash it in the head with an iron. Use your knife to help cut away any EPO flesh that is sticking to the bones. Number 5, scrape away any residual flesh on the exposed bones. Use a towel to wipe your mouth if you're salivating right now. Some prefer to use a strong twine contraption to pull the flesh off the bones. I just like to use sellotape or duct tape, whatever. Do what you're comfortable doing. Number 6, with practice, you can do this in about 3 to 4 minutes per rack of targ. It is useful skill to impress any guest you invite for the holidays, any sadists you like, as you can French other types of people too, roasts. Stay frosty, my friends, and enjoy a safe winter holiday. No EPOs were harmed in the making of this video. Tiff Chu, content designer, Star Trek Online, messed around by me, the Spoon313. Thank you. Well, I didn't realise when I was reading that it was going to be telling us how to make French and rack of Eppo, glazed targ. Keep going, keep going. Next year's fruitcake, low-fat eggnog. I thought it was going to be something decent, but oh well, there we go. So this video was about the Winter Wonderland. It still is. I'm sorry if I bored you with that part, but yeah, we're getting what are we getting again? This bloody ugly sword thing, Nerf darts, freezing people with your head, and a grappling hook ship. That's going to be pretty good. They should be releasing the actual stats of that ship very soon, and when they do, even if you've read it or not, I don't mind. I will still make a video for those of you who can't be bothered to read and just prefer watching it on a video. And on that note, thank you very much for watching. I have been the Spoon313, and I'll catch you in the next video. Ta-ta.